Hey guys, today I want to share with you 6 signs of stress to watch out for. These 6 signs are basically ways to be able to catch something before it actually gets bad. These are early signs. So this means that even if you are functioning throughout the day and you feel okay, you feel like you can manage, but you are experiencing these signs that I'm going to share with you, then it's just a matter of time before you're going to experience bigger signs of stress. And what I advise is for you not to wait until you are experiencing those bigger signs, to catch them early and to start making a change in the way that you're operating throughout your day. So this first sign is on bad sleep. When we are not getting deep sleep, when you're laying in bed and you're not able to rest, you feel like you're constantly tossing and turning. When this happens, this is a sign that we are overthinking too much, that our body is stressed, so we're not able to relax. So if we don't get enough rest, well, it's going to create low energy levels the next day. It's going to create a lot of other issues because our body didn't get the recovery. Second one is eating habits. Your eating habits have changed. You are now more interested in sugary foods, more interested in greasy foods. You're interested in these foods that you know is not good for you, but now you just kind of feel like eating them now, okay? You feel like your willpower has kind of decreased, or maybe you just tell yourself, I just feel like eating it. I don't have any reason, I just want to. We just tell ourselves these things. Well, that's a sign. You gotta pay attention to that. Because it doesn't just happen magically. We don't just suddenly feel like doing something. There's always a causation to our habits, to our actions. And if we can recognize that we're suddenly starting to pick foods that are not good for us, we're starting to eat a little extra, we're starting to snack more, when we weren't doing it before, that's a sign that our stress is increasing and we need to make a change, okay? If we catch it early, it doesn't create a big effect. If we don't catch it early, now we are compensating for not feeling good inside, and we're having to stuff it down, and we're stuffing it down with food. Third one, the third sign is being more irritable with other people. You're finding that you're having short temper with people. You're finding that people are just getting on your nerves. Now, here's the key with this. You can justify why this is happening. You can say that they're being mean and this person is just doing this and doing this. But this seemed to just kind of happen recently. As if suddenly this person is starting to become mean to you. Suddenly these events are just kind of happening. And it's just out of the blue, it seemed to be happening. When this is happening, it's time to pay attention. All of these things are telling you something. And what it's telling you is that you have changed, not everybody else and all the situations around you. You're feeling this irritability. You're becoming more frustrated with people, okay? Big sign, you have built up a stress inside, a lot of mind activity, there's a lot of pressure going on, okay? A sign to catch it early. So sign number 4 out of 6, the desire to zone out. How many of you guys can experience that? You ever experience you just want to zone out? You just want to, I don't want to think about anything, I just want to lay back and I just want to turn on a TV and just kind of zone out for an hour or 2 or 3. I just want to turn on this video. I just want to turn on this podcast. I just want to listen to music. I don't want to think, you know. You ever feel that? That's an early sign. Early sign that the stress is building up and that you can't handle it, so you have to unplug. But you don't unplug by letting go of the stress. You unplugged by not looking at it, by not letting it go. That's what we do when we zone out. We're not dealing with what is actually there, okay? 5th sign that we are dealing with stress. Injuries to the body. As some of you may know, I used to get injured all the time. I get injured exercising. I run into the wall. I cut myself. I stub my toe, hit my knee. All of these accidents. What happens when we get stressed? We get injured more often. How does that happen? When we get stressed, our awareness goes from being aware and paying attention to everything to becoming very narrow. Our awareness shrinks because we are so focused on these problems that we're having. We're so worried about this thing. We keep thinking about this thing. And this constant thinking about this thing is getting our awareness level to shrink down because we're not present in the moment here. Our attention is constantly in our mind thinking about this thing, thinking about this thing. So now we aren't able to observe all of these potential accidents. When we can observe them, we simply just avoid them. We don't get hurt. We see that we're exercising and we shouldn't push anymore because we're feeling it, so we don't. We're walking and we see that we could hurt our toe there, so we just kind of move it to the side. You know, there's a thing on the edge that could fall on our feet or something, and we see it, right? We are observing more. But when we are stressed, our awareness shrinks down. We don't observe things that are happening around us. And one of the results is we get injured more. And that's accompanied with the first sign, which is we're not getting enough sleep. So therefore, we're not able to rest in our body. And if we don't rest enough in our body, it's easier for us to get injured. The sixth sign is on aggression. Aggression behavior. When we start to become stressed, we start to become more aggressive. We start slamming things. We start closing cabinet doors harder. We start closing doors harder. You know, we start tossing things. When we start to see these things happening, again, even though everything else on the outside seems to be fine, but when we are catching this and we see ourselves doing this, it's an early sign that there's too much stress being built up. It's very important to catch these things ahead of time. People tend to fix things when they get broken. But we don't want to fix things when they get broken. We want to fix things when there's a problem already. And these signs are ways for us to be able to observe our behavior and observe these little things in our life and to connect the dot and realize that something is going on already and we don't let it get any worse. We change what we're doing, we see what is stressing us out, and let's take a different approach. Maybe we're working too much. Maybe there's a problem in our relationship. Maybe we're focusing on a problem that we don't have the solution for. And maybe one of the solutions is to go ahead and stop thinking about it because we don't have a solution. And just thinking about something that we can't create a solution for is very stressful. There's a lot of things, that could be creating stress. But these signs are to help you be able to observe it before things actually get bad. Because all of these things are things that you can handle. You can have these things happen in your life and then you can still function normal, so to speak, right? You can still function fine. But there are already signs that are letting you know something is wrong already. And if we don't look at it early on and make the change, then we create a bigger mess to have to go and clean up later on.